So I don't know if I told you guys or not, but Bones in the back is actually a woman. Her name is Boney. And she likes to go topless, but you know, I try to tell her, you know, you're old flat, babe. You know, she's looking into implants, but you know, she's a little flat. So guys, today I wanted to tell you guys my experience of riding a Can-Am Spyder and how I hated it. Oh my god, I hated that thing. Now, I know I might catch some hate and catch some flack from people who are watching my video who do own a Can-Am Spyder. And if you like to ride the thing, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you enjoy riding it, because I hated it. Now let me tell you a little background of my riding background. You know, I'm gonna take the back way today. So guys, I just realized that my mic is probably in a different position than what it normally is, and oh my god, it is windy, especially with Boney on the back. She is really creating some drag. I'm getting blown all over the place. I hope she's still got her top. Anyway guys, so my riding experience, ever since I was a kid, I want to say like 6-7 years old, I've been riding snowmobiles. Now, I know snowmobiles and motorcycles are so much different, but by looking at a Can-Am Spyder, I figured it would be just like riding a snowmobile, but you know, on the street. And when I'm talking about like riding snowmobiles, I'm talking like hardcore, riding them red line, just all out, as fast as you can go, hitting the trails hard, sweating in the cold, riding snowmobiles. And I always thought, like, man, that would be so much fun to get on one of those Can-Ams and, you know, hit some twisty roads and, you know, really get in the corners and everything. But that was not the case. That was not the case. That Can-Am Spyder scared the crap out of me. So a buddy of mine that I worked with, his dad had a Can-Am, and they had some other bikes and all that. So one day at lunch, you know, he was like, hey man, how would you like to, you know, take it for a spin? So I was like, cool, you know, I'll take it for a ride. And so he really didn't go out there with me to try to help me figure out any of the controls. And you know, he did say something about like if you put it in, I don't know, I forget exactly what it was, but I ended up killing it, and I couldn't figure out how to start it back up. It was the weirdest, god, that thing was so weird. I mean, I'm sure if I had like proper instructions going into it, it would be maybe a lot more fun, because I'd know what's going on, but the handling is what I didn't like, and I'll get to that in a second. But so I get on this thing, I start it up, and I had it stuck in reverse for the longest time. I couldn't figure out how to put it in drive. And then, like, and I asked him, I'm like, so is this automatic, like, once you put it in drive? He's like, oh yeah, it's automatic. Well, unless I was doing something wrong, that was definitely manual, because I had to keep shifting gears, because again, I wasn't, like, taught how to, you know, work this thing. But so I take off on the road, you know, leave work, you know, I'm going, and I'm like, you know, at first, you know, I'm sitting there like, okay, this has got, you know, motorcycle type feel, all right, interesting. And then, you know, I do one of these, you know, to flick it around. And I almost threw myself off the damn thing because of how grabby the front end was. I mean, it was the weirdest, just the weirdest thing ever. And like, you know, I was even like, I don't know, leaning into, you know, where I was turning and stuff. And yeah, so that was like the number one thing that like freaked me out, was almost getting myself thrown off within the first like couple minutes. come up to a stop, and this is where I killed it, and I don't know how I killed it still, but I killed the thing, and you know, light's about to turn green, and I'm like trying to figure out where the controls are, you know, how to put it in neutral if there is a neutral, and somehow I got the thing started. I had it in reverse, so light turns green, I have it in reverse, cars are honking, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Like, I turn around, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I finally figure out how to get it in first gear. So I'm going, and I forget what size it was. I want to say it was like 1100 or 1300 or something like that. So I'm like, oh my god, this thing is gonna fly. You know, this thing is gonna like move. I found that it, like, I don't know, it wasn't that fast. It wasn't as fast as I thought it was gonna be for being such like a big bike, but that probably also has a lot to do with the weight, you know, of the bike. Alright, let's see if I can. Alright, screw it. There we go. There we go. So I thought it was gonna be like a lot faster than like what it was. But I mean, acceleration was decent and all that, but I don't know, I just thought it was gonna be faster. But the number one thing that like scared the ever-living out of me was I was turning onto a road. You know, you get on a bike, you know, lean into the corner and everything, and you turn onto the road. When I did that, I gave it some throttle, thinking that it would hug the turn, and that is where I discovered that it doesn't turn like a motorcycle. And weight times gravity times momentum and force divided by XYZ will almost throw you off of the seat. So that really scared me because, you know, I'm going in, I go to turn, and the bike is going one way and I'm going the opposite way, which then almost led to like a whiskey throttle, so that was crazy. But it slowed down. I almost went in the ditch, and it was definitely an interesting ride. And after that, like, I was just like really disappointed in it, and I just took it right back to work because I don't know, I just wasn't happy with it. And I don't know, I didn't want to be like a jackass and tell, you know, my coworker, tell my buddy that, you know, like, I think it's a piece of crap, I hated it. And I get back and he's like, you know, back so soon? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go take my bike now, go get some lunch, and, you know, take it for a ride and all that. But, you know, this was fun. It was cool to get to try it out and, you know, see how different it was, like, you know, kind of be like a snowmobile and all that. But no, it was nothing like a snowmobile, nothing like a motorcycle, I don't know, to me at least. But so now that makes me kind of interested to see what like a trike, like an actual like Harley trike or whatever, would handle like. You know, just knowing that those Can-Am Spyders, they don't handle like a motorcycle, they don't turn like a motorcycle, and if you go into a turn thinking that you're just going to handle like a motorcycle, you might throw yourself off the thing. I mean, I would love to give it a second try. I am definitely not opposed, you know, to giving it a second try. You know, maybe a longer ride where I can get myself more accustomed to, you know, the suspension and how it works. But I don't know, that first ride I was not impressed. I was not happy with it, and I definitely would not be buying one. So guys, if you have a Can-Am Spyder and you still like me after this video, I appreciate it so much. And remember, I'm happy for you who have a Can-Am Spyder and like your Can-Am Spyders, because there's a market for them. It's just not me. But I'm happy for those who have them. I've always thought they were pretty cool, and they look like snowmobiles on land. But yeah, I don't know, like I was saying, guys, oh, sand. Oh my god, I felt the tires get all like squiggly. Oh, that's crazy. It's hitting the hand. It's hitting the hand. Ah. Hope it doesn't knock off the angle of the dangle. Alright, guys. So until the next video, I'm just gonna keep riding around Burger King. So until the next video, guys, I love you. Get out here and ride. Ride safe. Ride spooky. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.